Greetings. My name is Brendan Bond. I am Assistant Director with Syracuse University Office of Admissions, and as my role on the international admissions team, I am responsible for recruitment and admissions of prospective undergraduate students from South Asia. And as such, it is my pleasure today to be speaking with Next Genius to let you know a little bit more about Syracuse University. So just to frame our conversation today, to let you know what I'm going to be specifically talking about relative to university admissions, relative to Syracuse University, how I like to talk about Syracuse University's prospective students, especially students from abroad, is to let you know what we're doing specifically, both inside and outside of the classroom differently, that's really going to maximize your educational investment here at Syracuse University. We understand acutely as admissions officers who work in international admissions that the next 4 or 5 years is going to be an investment, both in terms of time, energy, of finances, resources. We want to make sure that we're doing everything as a university to maximize that investment, to help you have as smooth as possible a transition from your academic to your professional life. And so in framing the conversation in that regards, and I know it's difficult as you're, arriving at this culminating experience and finishing high school, even still, it's important to think, what's going to be coming down the road in 4 or 5 or 6 years, and how your university is going to help you achieve that success, whatever success may look like to you. So just to begin our conversation, you can see here is a beautiful picture of Syracuse University. We are located in central New York State, the heart of New York State. We are within, an hour and a half ride on an airplane from New York City, Boston, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. So it's in the heart of New York State, and it's the heart of the Northeast United States. It's a city that is large enough to provide you with numerous different opportunities off of campus, but small enough that you're really going to feel and get a great sense of the city itself. In terms of travel in and out of Syracuse, New York, there is a major airport, there's a train station, a bus station. In fact, it's easy as 2 flights from Mumbai or Delhi to Syracuse via Newark, New Jersey. So in terms of getting here, it is very doable. Maybe long, but it is very doable. So back to what I was talking about a little earlier on in our conversation in terms of how I'm going to frame the chat regarding university education and what we're doing a little bit differently here at Syracuse University to help put yourself in a position to be successful. So that starts inside of the classroom. It starts with the programs that we have in our 9 undergraduate schools and colleges, 10 undergraduate schools and colleges, I'm sorry. And you can see there the program, the schools or colleges with an asterisk, you can actually apply undecided. Now you can see that we have many programs in the top 25, and really it encapsulates the breadth and depth of programming that we have available to students here. 200 different majors, 100 different minors, top ranked programs, as I said, really enabling students to take on a breadth and depth of American education, higher education, and appreciate the flexibility, the options that we have for you as a university that has this breadth and depth of education. We have students that double major or pursue interdisciplinary studies, that are dual enrolled across different programs. You can minor in any program, regardless of your home school or college. So it really is emblematic of the flexibility that's come to hallmark U.S. university style education in the United States. We want students to experience that flexibility, to not silo themselves. After all, if you're going to be going into aerospace engineering, if you're going to be designing a plane that I'm going to be flying in, you're going to need to know a little bit of physics. You're going to need to know a little bit of calculus, I hope, but you're also going to need to know how to work on a team. You're going to need to know how to communicate effectively. And how do you do that is by challenging yourself outside of your home school or college, taking on a course that's a little disparate than what you may imagine it to be. And in doing so, bringing on a complementary set of skills, a well-rounded set of skills that's going to make you more marketable ultimately when you graduate university. Now, in terms of what's happening inside of the classroom, what that experience is going to look like, we're best of both worlds here at Syracuse University. We have the resources, the name recognition, the rankings, the brand awareness of a top research one university in the United States, a university that has around 20,000 students on campus, 3/4 of which are undergraduate students. But you couple that with the experience inside of the classroom, which was much more like that of a small liberal arts college. Student to faculty ratio is less than 20-1. Average class size is less than 30-1. So again, best of both worlds. You're going to have that intimate personal experience inside of the classroom that really enables the learning to take place successfully, all within a research university, a larger university that has the name recognition, brand awareness, resources that come with a larger institution. Now, equally as valuable as what your university is doing for you inside of the classroom is what they're doing for you outside of the classroom. Taking theory to practice, beginning to apply what you're learning in resume building experiences. That's really where a difference is going to arrive for you as you look to make that transition from your academic to your professional life. So this means research, it means internships, externships, study abroad programs, everything that's going on outside of the classroom that's adding to your resume and your set of skills that's going to help you be marketable when you graduate. How do we do this here at Syracuse University? We do it through a very unique integrated academic and career advising model. So the same individuals that are going to be sitting down with you to help discuss your course progression, your path that you're going to be taking as an undergraduate student, academic path through your 4 or 5 years here at Syracuse University, making sure you're taking the right courses, prereqs, etc. That same individual is also the person that's going to help you identify experiences outside of the classrooms. As I said, internships, research experiences, etc. So what that enables is early on in your first term of your first year to have organic conversations of what interests you, how those interests align with academic interests, and then how those academic interests can align with professional goals that you have for after graduation. And so it creates this really dynamic environment where these organic conversations can take place and evolve so you can start to change and meet what you come to expect and want and desire out of that higher education experience with the goal of helping you find success after you graduate. In addition to internships, you can see on the last slide, there are numerous different organizations. That's just a selection of some of the organizations that we have worked with. I should mention we have campuses besides here in Syracuse, New York. We have satellite campuses in Washington, D.C., New York City, and Los Angeles. And that helps with our breadth and depth of offerings relative to internships. And so you shouldn't be worried that you're only going to be limited to what's here in central New York State. But we have really a national and a global reach in terms of those types of experiences. In addition, as is shown here in the slide, we are a Research One institution. We spend $100 million annually on different research initiatives. Our undergraduates are an incredibly vital piece of this. In fact, we have the Syracuse Office for Undergraduate Research and Creative Engagement, the SOURCE, which provides not only organizational support, but grant funding for students to take on their own research initiatives as undergraduate students. We are very entrepreneurial here at Syracuse University. In fact, our entrepreneurship and emerging enterprises, I believe, is ranked number 13 in the United States. And in that regard, we have many different business incubators here on campus. The Blackstone Launchpad is one of those. And we understand that innovation comes from all points across the campus. So the Blackstone Launchpad is actually housed in our Byrd Library, the largest library on campus. It's not housed in the Whitman School of Management or anywhere else on campus. It's housed in this central location because, again, we understand that Syracuse University is a place where all students are going to test out ideas, come up with unique solutions to problems, and there within find entrepreneurial opportunities. And we want to support those students in those regards. We also have a NASA quality flight simulator. We're not training pilots, but it's helpful if you're going into aerospace engineering to understand how your design is going to be working. So lots of numerous ways that Syracuse University helps students bridge theory to practice and start to accrue a set of experiences that's going to help build that resume, and even more so, build a network of individuals that's going to help you make that transition into your professional life, who you know matters. After all, we want to make sure that you're developing a professional network as an undergraduate student that's going to help you have a smooth transition into your professional life. Want to mention study abroad. In addition to our campuses that we have here in the United States, we have Syracuse University campuses in Santiago, Chile, and Strasbourg, France, in Madrid, in Florence, Italy, and in London in the UK. And as an international student, you're acutely aware of the fact that there are many different important elements that are going to be a part of the international experience, not just the hard skills of what you're learning inside of the classroom, but also the soft skills of cross-cultural engagement that are so important in a world that's only getting smaller. And this is all in addition to 100 plus different programs in 60 plus countries around the world. That's study abroad here at Syracuse University. So the best way to talk about the student experience is to talk about the students that make up that student experience. We are diverse in the broadest sense, socioeconomically, culturally, geographically. We have students from all 50 states. We have a student representation internationally from over 165 plus different countries and territories at the undergraduate level. And even though we have this incredible diversity here on campus, we all bleed orange. We have a real school spirit here at Syracuse University. It's that quintessential American university, that residential life that really goes into develop a really dynamic, vibrant student life here on campus. And nowhere is that diversity felt more than in our 300 plus different clubs and organizations, civic organizations, community service, social clubs, intramural sports, club sports. What's great about attending a place like Syracuse University is there's absolutely every opportunity for you to find your niche, to find your crew of people, regardless of where you're coming from. You're gonna be able to come collectively together to experience and express your diversity and find a connection here on campus. And as part of that global community, you're going to be very much as a part of the diversity here on campus, 2,000 plus international undergraduate students. And with that diversity, with that breadth and depth of international students that we have here on campus, we have incredible support services, starting here with our international admissions team and myself as a chief liaison for the Next Genius organization, but also our Center for International Services, our International Ambassador Program, in addition to very incredibly welcoming students, faculty, and staff here on campus as well. Want to highlight the new Barnes Center at the Arch. It's our integrated wellness and recreation service facility, housing all those different facilities here on campus. Again, that quintessential, part of that quintessential American University campus, recreational life, wellness, one-stop shop to make sure that you are feeling comfortable and getting the help that you need to feel good outside of the classroom. As I mentioned, we are that traditional residential campus in the United States. Syracuse University has a variety of different living opportunities on campus for our undergraduate students. Everything that you're going to need to live and be successful is going to be found here on campus. And that's our real hallmark of American university education and residence life. And Syracuse University very much embodies that experience here. Want to highlight our alumni community. After all, I mentioned networks, and the network that you're going to be a part of is very important early on in our discussion. This is absolutely the Orange Mafia that is going to help you get your resume to the top of a pile, help you get your foot in the door, help you get an internship connection as an undergraduate student. This is a group of individuals that is 260,000 plus living alum worldwide, industry leaders, thought leaders, presidents of the United States. President Joe Biden was a graduate of our College of Law and is actually the only non-Ivy League president, so we're really proud of that. So it's an incredibly dynamic, emboldened community that loves to help fellow Orange members. After all, we talked about that school spirit. That doesn't end when you graduate. It just creates this incredibly dynamic and connected alumni community. Just some quick steps in terms of how to apply to Syracuse University. Obviously, and in conjunction with Next Genius, you are going to have to submit a common application as part of the Syracuse University. CommonApp.org is the exclusive application that we use. Our regular decision deadline is January 1st. We do practice holistic admissions here at Syracuse University, meaning that we look at everything that you submit, your transcript, the courses you're taking, your letters of recommendation, your college essay, your resume. your test scores, SAT scores, if you choose to submit them. We are test optional. Life is complex, and so an application should reflect that complexity, and that's why we practice holistic admissions here at Syracuse University. We do offer merit scholarships, and there's nothing additional that you need to do to be eligible for those scholarships. Just in applying, you're going to be automatically considered for merit scholarships. So before I leave you, I just have a quick video to play, and we'll connect briefly following.
When does a group of buildings become a foundation? How can a color change the way you see the world? When does a school become your school? It doesn't happen all at once, but you'll know it when you feel it. Like when a class turns into an experience, and a passion turns into a pathway. When making an impact goes from wishful thinking to a way of thinking. When groundbreaking research meets record-breaking roars, and you don't even blink at a foot of snow. When your perspective goes global, yet the world always seems to get smaller, and you realize that a familiar smile or nod will follow you for the rest of your life. It's hard to pinpoint when a school becomes your school, whether you're on campus, at home, or overseas. At Syracuse University, you'll just know. You don't just come to SU. SU goes with you.
So thank you for your time today. You can see there my contact information. And like I said, on the international admissions team here, I work exclusively with South Asian prospective undergraduate students. And as such, I'm the key liaison for Next Genius applicants. So please do reach out with any questions. Again, we'd like to say that Syracuse is the best of both worlds in more ways than one. You'll live in our residential campus community right next to the door to the city of Syracuse. So you can enjoy cultural activities, museums, shopping, restaurants. You will enjoy the warm personality of a small college with the resources of a large research university. 10 undergraduate colleges means you will belong to an intimate community of like-minded peers and mentors, student-centered faculty, student to faculty ratio of 50-1, but with state-of-the-art facilities, highly ranked study abroad programs and academic programs, and a diverse student body that bleeds orange. And we hope to see you as part of that community. Thank you very much.